You know, that's fight's going to happen. Hopefully he beats Jeff Horn and gets that belt.
That man is the best in the world.
What's going on, you guys? The fighter that everyone wants to fight. Is it Errol Spence Jr.? Is it Terence Crawford? It's looking to me like it's Errol Spence Jr. Hit that like button for your boy, we on Bushido Boxing TV. This is where we're going to be. But Errol Spence, my main man, Errol Spence Jr. It seemed like everybody in boxing that's in or around his weight class is looking to fight Errol Spence Jr. Is it because he's the unified welterweight champion of the world? Is it because he's a proven pay-per-view draw, right? Or is it because he's the easier fight? Conor Ben called him out. Rolando Romero called him out. Now Keith Thurman has gained courage over the years, and he's been calling him out. Total contrast from what it used to be years ago before Errol Spence obtained an IBF World Championship. Total contrast. The hunter has now become the hunted, to where you got lightweights calling him out, taking shots at him. Whether you believe Rolando Romero is serious or not, he's feeling froggy enough, confident enough to talk really, really greasy about one of the best fighters in the sport, in Errol Spence Jr. That got to be pretty annoying, right? I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? There's a lot of lucrative paydays to be had out there when so many guys from all different walks of life is looking to fight you. But it also should be pretty annoying considering you used to be the boogeyman. And now you're looking like you a dude out here that's everybody's friend. Rolando Romero said you oogly, and he want to punch you in the face. And Blair the Flair Cobbs said the most. I mean, you got everybody calling out Spence. There's only a few guys going Terence Crawford way. Actually, only one guy, and that guy's name is Alexis Rocha. He's the only guy that's willing to walk down Bud Boulevard. Everybody must hate Spence. I mean, I'm not sure what it is. Boots Ennis is going after Spence. One may say Virgil is subtly going after Spence by him hopping out of the WBO to hop in the WBA. Even Manny Pacquiao chose Spence. I mean, nobody wants to fight Crawford, not even in Dennis Ugas, not nobody. Crawford's a payday too. I'm not about to sit here and debate who's the bigger payday lucrative fight. I'll let you guys argue that in the comment section. But Crawford's here too. And if you press him, really press him, you'll get what you're looking for. Guys like Conor Ben, he didn't press Crawford. Eddie Hearn told him to stay away from that guy. And guess what they go say? Oh, well, he's not a draw. Oh, well, he don't got fans. And all that stuff has proven to be false. All of it. And yet and still, they're going to try to hold on to it, to keep their money makers, to keep their fighters away from the Grim Reaper of boxing, Terence Bud Crawford. Some fans don't like it. Some fans are okay with it. But Errol Spence Jr., bro, it has to give you an uneasy feeling to know that everybody's looking out to get you. It's not like a situation for Devin Haney, right? He got all the belts. Now, you would think things will change for Devin Haney. It's not like Devin Haney's a big puncher crushing the opposition like the Bronze Bomber or anything like that. And you'll get a lucrative payday to fight Devin Haney as well. We saw what George Kambosos demanded from fighting Devin Haney, and he was able to get it. Lomachenko likely will get what he wants as well. Only certain guys will go a certain direction once a certain guy has all them belts. There's a funny narrative going around that belts don't matter, but it only matters depending on who's holding all the belts or who has X belt. If it's a guy that's very beatable, that's holding on to a world title, oh, well, then everybody wants the belts. Everybody wants to go for undisputed. Everybody wants to be unified. But if it's a monster that's holding on to the belts, if it's a killer that's holding on to them belts, oh, well, belts don't matter no more. Nobody wants the WB no belt. Oh, he's not a draw. Oh, he don't sell seats. That's what you hear. So you would think that Devin Haney, guys would start knocking on his door. Nope. Guys are still going in a different direction. And when you look at the welterweight division, it's the same thing that's happening to Terence Bud Crawford. The fighter that everybody wants to fight is Errol Spence, even Terence Bud Crawford. But is it because Errol Spence Jr. is the Canelo Alvarez, so to speak, of the welterweight division? I don't necessarily think so. Errol Spence hasn't cracked over 500,000, if we want to look at some numbers. And if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong there, he never even cracked over 500,000 buys. Yeah, he's from Big Texas, but so is the Charlos. Does any of that matter? No, I don't. No, I don't. Errol Spence Jr. is the easier fight, folks. Yeah, he has a lot that comes with beating him. He's from Big Texas. He's a built-up fighter, right? He's somewhat of a pay-per-view draw. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's a mega star, 250,000 buys and all that, 400,000. Whatever he got is okay. It's decent numbers. 600,000, that's really good. That's good. But anything under that, 500, depending on who you are, right? It just depends on who you are as a fighter. A guy like Errol Spence Jr., from the buzz that he gets and from all the hype and all that, I expect his numbers to be about 700,000, 800,000 each go round. It shouldn't even matter who Spence fights. But yet and still some mythical narrative that, it shouldn't even matter. If you really the man and you really that big of a draw, it really shouldn't matter who you fight. You could fight a Mr. Mahou, and you should do no less than 600,000. That's how you know you're a real draw in the sport. Where you could fight an absolute no-name, a guy nobody heard of or seen, and still draw 600,000 pay-per-view buys. That's when you know you're still a draw. Anything less than that, we got to really look into it. But Errol Spence Jr. is food. These guys see him as food. Conor Benn just got off a cheating campaign, and now he thinks he deserves to hop into a fight with Spence. I mean, Spence was entertaining this guy. He entertained Conor Benn a lot more than he entertained Terence Crawford. He's really entertaining that guy, right? Maybe these dudes in boxing only looking for the big fights. Maybe undisputed just don't matter no more in welterweight. Maybe it just don't matter no more. This is why we hearing rumors about 154. Because it makes you wonder if Terence Crawford never had that WBO belt, if somebody else had it, I strongly believe that Errol Spence probably would have tried to collect that fourth belt by now. If not, would have been had it already, would have been undisputed, already at 154 pounds campaigning there. But there's a problem. There's a problem by the name of Terence Bud Crawford, and he just so happened still has that WBO belt. And if things don't pan out for Bud Crawford, he still has that plan B, which is a WBO super champion status, to where he can go up to 154 pounds and get right into the mix. And that's what happens when you do your due diligence by the sport. Do right by the sport. You fight your mandatories. Yeah, it's boring. But now, if things don't pan out for Terence Crawford at 147 pounds, well, things might work out for him at 154 pounds because he has that super champion status. But even as Errol Spence fans, you have to wonder, why is everybody calling him out, man? This is the guy that we was hooping and hollering, was the boogeyman. Everybody was afraid of him. He was the big truck, the big dog, and the big fish. And now, it don't seem like everybody's too scared of this big fish anymore. It don't seem like everybody's scared of that big dog no more. That's just what it's looking like, folks. Don't get mad at me. This is just what they doing. Everybody calling out the big fish. Yeah, it's the money fight. Yeah, okay, yeah. But it's also the easier fight, too. Let's be real. Terence Bud Crawford is a tricky puzzle to figure out. Nobody figured him out yet. This is why guys like Rocha and Mean Machine and all these guys giving their shot at him. Salute to those dudes. But some of the more bigger name guys, the guys that we probably feel is a little bit more talented, they don't want to go nowhere near that fight. Even if they got a loss in their record, they still don't want to go to. Ugas got 5 losses, 4 or 5 losses. He don't even want to mention that dude's name. Keith Thurman could have segued right into a Crawford fight, and he could have demanded Spence to fight him by him beating Crawford and getting that belt from Crawford. He didn't want to do that. Everybody want to go the easy road. These guys could have stayed in the WBO sanctioned body to become Terence Crawford's mandatory. Guess what? They decided to go another direction. So it leaves guys like Alexis Rocha. Now you got bozo fans saying, Crawford's going to fight Rocha. Well, salute to Rocha for stepping up like a real warrior, for being a man and grabbing his fucking balls. Instead of getting hit out of Dodge like Virgil Ortiz Jr. did. In that little damage control campaign that his team tried to put out the other day. We know what really happened, bro. It's cool. We ain't mad at you. We just know what it is now. But Errol Spence, bro. Why everybody want to fight you, dog? People should be running from you, bro. You can't fight everybody. Yeah. You can't fight everybody. So you going to have to fight Thurman, you going to have to fight Crawford, and then what you going to do? Those are the fights that I want to see Spence in. Really Crawford. But I like the Thurman fight too. That's a fight that has a storyline behind it, and it's a good fight. But all these other dudes, bro, you shouldn't even be entertaining no Conor Ben. You shouldn't even be entertaining. Well, actually, forget that. If he says something, I'm glad you said something back. I'll take that back. But I would like you to have that same energy towards Terence Crawford, too. Terence Crawford out here talking shit to your fans. You need to go ahead and check that. You ain't gonna do nothing about it, bro. You don't want to piss that Hornet off, bro. You don't want to piss the Hornet off, man. But yeah, you guys, everybody wants to fight Errol Spence Jr. Maybe they feel they get more out of the fight with Errol Spence Jr. And it's not as hard a fight to prepare for. You have to get a southpaw and an orthodox fighter to come into camp. You have to get a guy that can mimic Crawford to a certain degree. He may not be exactly like Crawford, but you'll have to get a guy that has an arm length like a Crawford does. Because Crawford he's a unique dude with long arms. He's really strong. It's going to be really hard for you to find a sparring partners for this guy. Not to mention, he can knock you the fuck out. All the other stuff that comes with fighting Terence Crawford. You let his detractors tell it, he ain't nothing. But if you just look at the energy from boxing itself, it'll tell you otherwise. How other fighters tend to go a different direction. How all the younger fighters look up to him. And how all the OGs respect him. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.